Lord shall renew their strength. We will mount up with wings as eagles. We will run and not grow weary. We will walk and not faint. Just teach me, Lord. Teach me, Lord, to wait. See, I thank God for what a man up with wings as eagles, Sean. And see, something that you all don't know about an eagle. See, eagles, they got enemies too. See, there's things that'll try to kill an eagle. But one thing that an eagle can do, Sister Sharon, that no other animal can do, it can fly directly into the sunlight. Amen. And when it flies directly into the sunlight, it doesn't blind the eagle, but it blinds the enemy that's coming after it. If we can fly directly into the sun, I'm not talking about an S-U-N, I'm talking about the S-O-N. We will run and not grow weary. We will walk and not faint. So teach me, Lord. Teach me, Lord, to wait.
Amen.
It'll be worth it. All your troubles, all your trials, it's going to be worth it. See, it's going to be worth it, Tanya. All the sicknesses, all the pain. If you didn't have a sickness, if you didn't have a trouble, and you didn't have a trial, you know what? You wouldn't have a testimony. You wouldn't have a blessing. You wouldn't have a healing, amen. You wouldn't have a shout, hallelujah. You wouldn't. Well, the truth is, we're just like glass. And we come to church broken. But the more broken we are, the more that the light can shine. And you know what? We need to come to the Lord broken. Amen. We need to come to Him with a broken heart and a contrite spirit. And then teach me, Lord, the way. God, I'm here for you, God. Lord, I just want to do your will. I'm not worried about what the enemy's doing to me. Just assure me, God, that you got a hold of me. Just reassure me, Lord, that you fight my battles. Because we all get weak. But the Bible says that it's through our weakness.
Amen.
The history
Come on. Nobody.
is made perfect. It's all about you. It's all about you. See, I'm coming back to the heart of worship. Because it's all about you, Lord. It's all about you. There'll be no sorrow there. No more burdens to bear. No more sickness. No more pain. No more parting over there. It's the favorite part. And forever I will be with the one who died for me. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be. When my Jesus, are you looking forward to it, church? When I look upon His face, the one who saved me by His grace, when He takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land, what a day, glorious day that will be. I got loved ones that's on the other side. Like our sense of young man that me and him grew up together, Sean. You all know him as Joseph, but I call him Sean. We grew up together. We were neighbors. We done a lot of things together. Loved his daddy so much. Very humble man. And I believe with all my heart, his daddy's rejoicing on the other side.
Amen.
And boy, I can tell you some stories, some of my best memories I had. He's in them. And you know, he left a mark. He left a legacy behind. And it's up to each and every one of us to leave a legacy behind.
Amen.
And you see, when we leave this world, they ought to be a little bit different when we leave, amen. You know, they ought to be more than because, you know, we don't have them here. But I'm rejoicing because of what he's left behind. I'm rejoicing because of what, you see, because this is not the end, Brother Mac. Because of the other side of Jordan, amen. I'm going to meet my way. I'm going to meet myself. Ain't no cancer going to take you out. If you're a child of God, I tell you what'll take you out, amen. It's a thing called Jesus. It's a thing called you want to go home. It's a thing called victory, amen. Because he ain't got... You can get just as much out of church as you want. You just got to put in. I'm not talking about your wallet.
That's right.
You got to put your heart into it. Amen. You can keep your money for all I care. Amen. Because the Bible says that Jesus, he shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. Amen. You can put all the money that you got into it, but if your heart ain't into it, you ain't put nothing in it. So it goes back to the question, what are you here for today?
Yeah.
Are you here just so you can say, well, I went to church? Or are you here because you said, I want to be the church? I came to praise the Lord, who deserves it all. Johnny's been so good to me.
Me too.
I don't deserve any good things, Sister Kathy.
Amen.
What I deserve, he died to keep me from. I deserve hell. I deserve the torment. But yet, there was a Savior. When I felt like I had no friends around, there was one day that I met Jesus. When I felt like no one loved me, Brother Sean, there was a hand that come down and wrapped his arms around me. Hallelujah. When I felt like all hope was lost, there was hope at the altar. Amen. No, I've never laid eyes on him. No, I've never went to Calvary in person. But boy, did I die at Calvary. See, when I went to Calvary, I found heaven. See, when I went and this old man dies, I found an empty tomb. Why seek ye the living among the dead? I'm no longer looking for the signs of the time. They're already here. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm listening for the trumpet. Because when it sounds, you ain't gonna find Brother Nick here no more. No. You can call me gone. There's been many people call me a lot of names, but you can keep calling me all you want. And when you look it up and you see me just a shouting and dancing on the clouds as I meet my Savior, you know what? You can say, no, we was wrong. Amen. So today, you claim to have Jesus in your heart. That's not for me to say. Hopefully everybody here does. between you and the Lord.
Amen.
Don't worry about the person that's beside you or in front of you. Here lately, we've been through a lot of funerals.
Yes.
Young and old. You might be the next one.
That's right.
And it might be today.
That's right.
But I got good news for you. The Bible says today is the day. Seek him while he may be found. He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. Is your heart being pounded on? Do you feel the thump on your heart? Do you feel the lump in your throat? Do you feel the butterflies in your stomach? Well, I got good news for you. You feel the Holy Spirit. So I encourage you, no matter what's going on in the service, whether there's singing, whether there's testifying, whether there's preaching, if you feel the Lord tugging at your heart, get up.
Amen.
You're not going to be out of order. I want to tell you, yes, the Bible says let everything be done decent and in order. It is in order to obey the Holy Spirit. If you feel the Lord at any time tugging at you, and you might even be saved, but you feel God tugging at your heart, well, that means you need to be praying about something. Whether you're going through it or maybe someone that's close to you is going through something, you need to pray. Quench not the Holy Spirit. I come to have myself a Holy Ghost filled with and I'm not going to leave here. I'm sick and tired of the devil beating on me. I'm sick and tired of the devil using me as a chew toy. Well, I want to tell you something. It's about time that we start kicking back. It's about time that we start putting the devil on the run. Amen. It's about time that we start running after him and giving him a hard time. Today's the day to do it. It starts now. Not next week, not tomorrow, but right now. Whether you all know it or not. I'm going on with my Jesus.
Yes, amen.
Just the same.
Amen.
You may talk about me. You may slander my name. And I'm going on with my Jesus. Just the same. You can't call me no name that I probably ain't already been called. You'll have to make one up. I'm still going to praise you. No wonder the Lord made me stubborn so it didn't bother me. And I'm gonna give news to anybody that does try. If you call me names, you make fun of me, try to give me a hard time, that just gives me even more of a drive. You just making it tougher on yourself, amen. I do it or die, amen. And if I don't do this, I will die. So I thank God for being here this morning.
Amen.
And reach out and touch the Lord as He walks by. You will find He's not too busy or to hear you when you cry. He is passing by this moment. Can you feel Him brushing by? All your needs He will supply. Reach out and touch the Lord as He walks by. Can you sing it again? Reach out and touch the Lord as He walks. Can you hug your neighbor? You will find He's not too busy to hear you when you cry. He is passing by this moment.
I'll be honest. It was paid in full by Jesus when he hung upon that cross. And all the things that he promised will be there just like he said, as an eternal reminder of the precious blood he shed. Don't let it sound like heaven, and don't let it sound like home, where the Son of God is reigning. Tears are finally gone. Don't let it sound like heaven. Don't let it sound like home. Darkness there is overtaken by the light that's always on. Darkness there is overtaken by the light that's always on. I just want to say I love the Lord.
Sister Audrey, she come up.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I'd like to thank the Lord for being here today. Praise the Lord. Once I went walking down a long, lonely road. I thought I had no one who could carry my heavy load. But in my mind went so
little hoarse, but I just feel led to sing this. I've never made a fortune.
Yes, Jesus. Yes.
Probably too late now.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, but I don't worry about that much. 'Cause I'm happy anyhow. As I go along life's journey,
Yes.
I'm reaping better than I've sown. I'm drinking from my sauce, Lord,
Thank you, Jesus.
'cause my cup has overflowed. I ain't got a lot of riches. Sometimes the going, it gets rough. Oh, but I've got a friend, Jesus, and that makes me rich enough. I thank God for all His blessings on me and the mercy He's bestowed. I'm drinking from my sauce, Lord, 'cause my cup has overflowed. Oh, sure, I've been through some storms. And yes, I'm sure there have been times when my faith must have got a little thin. But you know what? It seemed like that one day that all at once, those dark clouds, they broke, and that old sun, she started to shine again. So Lord, help me not to grumble and complain about the tough roads I have walked. I'm drinking from my sauce, Lord, 'cause my cup has overflowed. And if I should go on living, if the way is steep and rough, I won't ask for other blessings. through something, through the storms of life, and you just don't know what to do, I want to ask if you know it. Would you sing it with me? I held on to the storms over. Church, just hold on till the storm is over. I don't claim to be a hero. I don't have all the answers. I held on till the storm is over. Not because I'm good, not because I'm good, not because I'm just held on. I'm holding on. I'm holding on to the hem of your garment, God. I'm holding on. Yes, Lord. I'm holding on.
Sing one more. Congratulations.
What happened to that preacher who used to preach so strong? What happened to that singer who used to sing that song? Oh, the preacher's out singing way. The singer's now singing country. They sold out what is right for what is wrong. What happened to the church who used to be on fire? recline. If you know it, would you sing with us? We need our spirit-filled preacher to teach us right from wrong. We need our old-fashioned Savior who'll pray all night long. We need some good gospel singing. Woo! Help us go another mile. And the church will triumph. And go home in a little while. It'll be worth it after all, child. It'll be worth it after all. Hallelujah. After all of these trials, we'll hear Jesus call. It'll be worth it after all, child. It'll be worth it after all. After all of this climbing, it'll be worth it after all. Oh, Sister Audrey, now when you're down in the valley, prayer is all I can do. But the Lord sends healing prayers and strengthens you. Now if you're up on the mountain, haven't been there, and see me struggling along, lift my name up to Jesus. Let's help each other make it home. It'll be worth it after all, child. It'll be worth it after all. After all of these trials, we'll hear Jesus call. It'll be worth it after all, child. It'll be worth it after all. After all of this climbing, it'll be worth it after all. And after all of this climbing, it'll be worth it after all. Lord, after all. Give God a hand. Go ahead and dismiss the children's church or whatever you guys want to do there. How many have a good time there for you? The Lord is so good. He's so awesome. You have your Bibles with you. I want to ask if you would turn with me to the book of Exodus chapter 12. I'll give you enough time to get there. Call. In the front. Yeah, it'd be in the Old Testament, amen. Exodus chapter 12. You know, I'll tell you what, I feel good in the Lord this morning.
Amen.
And I'm glad that I serve a God that don't just bless me on a Sunday. I'm glad that I don't just serve a God, amen, that only save on a Sunday. I'm glad that I don't just serve a God, amen, that just clocks in from 9 to 5, amen. I thank God that He's a 24-hour, 7-day a week, 365-day a year, Almighty God, amen. And I thank God that there's no other God like Him. me. Amen. God has been so good, and yet He still finds in His will to bless us this morning. It's been an overwhelming, peaceful, Holy Spirit. Amen. Exodus chapter 12, verse 5. Your land shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. I'm going to go to verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat. Go down to verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you. When I smite the land of Egypt, go to 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. You know, I was reading that and I was thinking about it, and there's just something about the blood.
Oh, yes.
I'm reminded of a song. What can wash away my sins?
The blood of Jesus.
It ain't the water that you go get baptized. It ain't the preacher that's praying for you. It ain't your mommy that's raised you up in church, and it's not your daddy that's been worried sick over what you were doing. But it's nothing but the blood
Yes. Oh, yes.
of Jesus.
Yes.
What can make you whole again? Not a doctor, not medication,
No.
not a hospital,
Come on.
not a surgeon, but it's the great physician. Amen. It's nothing but the blood of Jesus. Hallelujah. You know, I had to take my son. He was using a machete yesterday. We was up there at the deer feeders, and he was cutting down some little bushes, and he hit his finger, and I had to take him to the hospital to get some stitches. And little do you know, if you always look for things, if you'll pay attention, the Lord will minister to you, even in times that you think that He wouldn't. Amen. We was at the hospital, and this nurse practitioner, she said, I'm going to have to sew him up. It looks like we might be able to save that skin because there's lots of blood, amen, that's still coming. There's something about the blood, amen. She said if there had been no blood coming out, it would have died and fell off. But I thank God that He had enough blood for me, amen. I thank God that He didn't let me die off, amen, Brother John. But I know that all the sins, Sister Kathy, that I'd done in my life, there was one drop that covered it all, amen. I thank God for the blood. You know, people, they don't want to preach about the blood no more, amen. They just want to preach about the blessings. But I got news for you. If you really want to be blessed, you need to get washed by the blood of Jesus, amen. Because without the blood, there ain't no blessing, amen. Without the blood, there's not going to be a heaven that'll be your home. Without the blood, you can't have salvation, amen. It takes the blood. You can't claim to be saved and still wallow in your sins. They have to be washed by the blood of Jesus, amen. Many of us, we go to work and we'll get things on us, hallelujah. We'll get grease or whatnot, and we'll get water, we'll get all the best of soap. And if any of you all, you young kids probably don't know what it's like to have to haul out walnuts But when you get in and you start holding walnuts out and that stain gets on you, it don't matter how much soap, it don't matter how much water you use, the stain is still there. But there's something about the blood. The blood can wash, it'll wash you whiter than snow. Hallelujah. See, I was stained on the inside out, Brother John. No matter what I tried to do, man, it wouldn't wash clean. But one day there was a man named Jesus, amen. And he had them dry for me. He said, I got something that'll take away the stain. I got something that'll wash you clean. If you just accept it, amen. There's something about the blood. Leviticus chapter 17, verse 11 says this: For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that makes an atonement for the soul.
Yes.
The blood. It's the blood. I still believe that it takes the blood to redeem us from our sins.
Amen.
Judas called it innocent blood. 1 Peter 1:18 calls it the precious blood.
Yes.
1 John 1:7 calls it the cleansing blood.
Yes.
Ephesians 1:7 calls it the redeeming blood.
Yes.
Acts 20:28 calls it the purchasing blood.
Yeah, amen.
Romans 5:9 calls it the justifying blood.
Oh, yes.
Colossians 1:20 calls it the sanctifying blood.
Yes.
But whatever you call it, when it's all said and done, it boils down, it's the saving blood.
Amen.
It's the blood. You know something that's interesting? If you go through the Bible, Brother Sean, I'll tell you something, Joe. If you look up sin, if you go and sin is mentioned 447 times in the Bible. Guess how many times that the blood is mentioned in the Bible? 447 times in the Bible. For every sin, there's a drop of blood in it. And I thank God, it don't matter what you do. One drop of blood covers it all, amen. You go get sick, they got to give you certain type of medicine. They can't give you the wrong medicine or less you get worse. But I thank God, no matter what you done, one type of medicine takes care of it all. Amen. I don't care if you got high blood. I don't care if you got low blood. I don't care if you got no blood at all. As long as you got the blood of Jesus, everything's going to be all right. Amen. Woo! You see, as a police officer, you've watched CSI. They'll go in, and when somebody would murder somebody at a crime scene, they would try to clean up all the blood before the cops got to see it. They would use bleach and they would use everything. And with the naked eye, you would go in and you wouldn't see anything. But a detective would come in and they would spray this stuff. It's called luminol. And what they would do is they would begin to spray the carpets. They would begin to spray the walls. They would begin to spray the furniture and the sinks. And then they would say, now turn the lights out, amen. Let it get as dark as you can get it. And they would turn it out, and then they would get this little black light. And I thank God that the Bible says that there was light in the darkness, comprehended it not. Amen. And when they begin to get the black light, it showed up the blood was still there. It just you couldn't see it with this. But thank God you can see it with the Spirit. I thank God that the blood is still there. You know it's all powerful. The blood is the healer. The blood can do it all.
Amen.
Come on.
There's a song I'm reminded of, and it's based on what I just read about the Passover. This little boy talking to his dad. But then his dad answered, he said, Daddy, what if the rains come and it washes the blood off the side posts? Will we die tonight? His daddy said this. Oh, now son, now don't you worry, for the blood is there to stay.
Amen.
The winds may blow and the rains may fall, but it won't just wash away. The blood will stand the raging storm. It's been applied with loving care. Safe, secure, you can rest I thank God. You see, the blood, it's vital. Physically, you cannot live without blood flowing through your veins. Amen. Right back here sits a retired nurse. She knows all about it. If you ain't got blood, you ain't got life. Amen. And I think it takes what? Between 8 and 12 pints of blood for an adult. And I think it takes approximately 1 minute for it to circulate completely through your whole body. But if you lose the blood, you lost your life. I thank God that I got a hold of the blood. I thank God, hallelujah, that the blood covers me. I thank God that it covers a multitude. It's the blood, amen. It's all about the blood. I thank God, amen. See, it takes, I just tell you, church, I think it's like every 23 seconds that the blood touches every cell in your body. Whew, just think of what it does to every sin.
Amen.
See, I thank God that the blood. See, people can say, well, you're crazy. You know, you know what I am? Yeah, you can call me a bloody preacher all you want. I'm going to preach about the blood. Because that's all I know. I know what saved me, amen. See, I know I can tell you from experience, amen. That, yeah, I witnessed a murder. I witnessed when Jesus was dead. Yeah, I was one that hung him on the cross. Well, how did you do that? When I sinned. He died for my sin. But let me tell you something. I witnessed another death. And I tell you, it was Nick. The day that Nick died, Nick began to live. I tell you, church, right now, I have got a verse that I can't remember, but I've got one I can't forget. I thank God, amen, that there's the blood that covers my sins. Without the blood, our worship is unacceptable.
Amen.
Without the blood, your praises means nothing. Without the blood, you can sing to your heart's content, amen, and it ain't going to matter. See, I'll just tell you something right now. George Washington, known as one of the greatest presidents of all time, he died not because he had a disease. He had a disease, but back then they used leeches. And they figured, well, he had a disease of the blood. We'll get the leeches to remove the blood. So it did. But he died because of lack of blood. It's not the taking away of the blood that gives you life. It's the giving
Yes.
of the blood
Yes.
that gives you life. You see, church, I thought that I'd never killed anyone. But boy, had I pierced the side of my Savior. Lord, I was the one that hammered the nails, Brother Sean, in Jesus' hands and feet when he was on the cross. Not knowing that the very blood that was running down was one day, Sister Kathy, gonna fall on top of me. Amen. And it had so much blood, amen. There was no, I just tell you, church, right now, there was no bad side effects from this blood. This blood will heal you. This blood will save you. This blood will set you free. This blood will cause you to love your enemies. This blood will cause you to forgive. This blood will cause you to act different, to walk different, to be different. Amen. This blood will cause you not to go where you used to go. This blood will cause you not to say what you used to say. It'll cause you not to do what you used to do. This blood will make you different. This blood will cleanse you. This blood will make you whole. Amen. There was a woman that had an issue of blood, and she said, I need thee blood. If I can just touch the hem of his garment, I know that I've been that. It's not just any blood. It's the Master's blood.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
See, I give blood, and I've got O positive. They love my blood. I can give to almost everybody. Save many lives. But I can only take O positive back. I'd rather say I got Jesus positive.
Oh, yes.
Amen.
The one that can give to all.
Yes.
The one that can save all. You see, It's the blood.
Yes.
Yes.
It's all about the blood.
Yeah.
In weightlifting, you can lift weights all you want. But if you have poor circulation and you don't have good blood flow, your muscles cannot grow. No matter how much weight you lift. Why? Because it requires blood in order to live. It requires blood in order to get stronger. It requires blood in order to sustain itself. Now let's talk about the spiritual. If you are going through burdens and troubles and trials and you just can't seem to be getting stronger, maybe you got poor circulation in your spirit, amen, and you need to get the arteries unblocked. You're eating things that's stopping you up, amen. You're looking at things you ought not look at. Listen to things you should. It takes the blood, amen, and you got to get the blood flowing. Why do you think they check your blood pressure all the time? To see if you got the goods. There's a lot of churches today, probably as cold as cold can get, not all churches, but I mean people in them.
Yeah.
So cold.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. When you get somebody the fresh blood,
Oh, yeah.
you get somebody that knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe I'm preaching to somebody. Maybe there's somebody here who knows what I'm talking about. You've been down and out. And you wasn't worthy, but then there was a master's hand that reached out and picked you up out of the miry clay.
Amen.
Maybe you was there when the doctor spoke some bad things against you, that you just wasn't going to make it. And then all of a sudden, there was a hand that comes down and touched you. Maybe you was one that thought that you were unsavable and unlovable. But then all of a sudden, one day, you felt love like you never felt before. Maybe you just didn't think that you was going to be able to make it. But then all of a sudden, when there seems to be no way, he makes it the way. It's all because of blood. It's the blood. It's all about the blood. See, when Adam and Eve had sinned, they immediately tried to use skins and they tried to use fig leaves to cover their sin, to cover their nakedness. People still trying that today. Using the things of this world to cover their sin. But see, there's only what can wash away my sin.
Oh, yes.
Nothing but the blood of Jesus.
Amen.
See, the Lord ain't looking for no fig leaves to cover your sin, but He's looking for the Son of God. I just tell you, church, you have to have the blood of Jesus. It can't be your pastor that can get your sins away. You can't go to a church and say 20 Hail Marys and the Father say your sins are forgiven. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, and the life. No man coming to the Father but by me. Amen. The Bible says that if you try to go any other way, you're the same as a thief and a robber. If you ain't got the blood, you ain't got Jesus.
Amen.
And if you ain't got Jesus, you ain't got salvation. And if you ain't got salvation, you ain't got heaven when you leave this world. See, my home is not where I dwell here on this earth.
Amen.
We don't have the best home, Brother Jim. We don't have a $300,000 brick home. See, Sean, we don't have a $50,000 vehicle, and we might not have a big, fancy blacktop driveway. But let me tell you, church, where I'm going. I'm going to a place that's a mansion. And I don't need a vehicle because I'm going to have a brand new body. Ain't no vehicle going to keep up with me, amen. And my driveway is paved with gold, amen. I don't need blacktop, amen. I'm going home with my Jesus, amen. I'm going to praise my Lord. And it's all because of the blood.
Bless him, Lord.
I'm going to come to a close. That way people can go to McDonald's and get you something to eat. Stop them arteries up. There was a man. He went to a restaurant. He ordered his meal. He was eating. He knew what the meal usually cost. He gets the same meal all the time. But he had a call, and it was emergency. Because this man was a doctor. He had to leave. They hadn't given him his check yet, so he wrote a note out. He got out money, and he said, I know this is more than enough to cover it. And he laid it out, and he said, this will cover it all. Keep the change. I thank God there was a man that done the same thing.
Amen.
Yes.
My sins. He knew all about it. But he said, this is more than enough
Amen.
to cover it all.
Yes.
Amen.
I know where he's going to mess up. I know where she's going to fall.
Yes.
I know where you're going to sin.
Yes.
He said, but I still want you anyway. I can use you.
Yeah.
And you'll give me praise.
Yes.
And it's all because, not because you're big, not because you're well known, but it's because of the blood.
Amen.
Give God praise. I want to ask if everyone would bow your heads and close your eyes. The Lord is here.
Yes.
He's here. And He's speaking to each and every one of us. We all know what we stand in need of. We know that where we've messed up, where we've failed. We know that we don't deserve any good thing at all. But yet God still keeps dealing with us, and we're wondering why. Why, Lord? Why are you still dealing with me? Who am I, God? Who am I, Lord, that you would be mindful of me? Why would you want anything to do with me? So I'm asking you right now. If God's speaking to you, I encourage you to come. Maybe you're going through a very hard time. Maybe you just can't seem to go on. This is a storm you've never faced before. You don't know how to get through it. I can tell you somebody who does. And he's standing right here with open arms. And he's calling your name out. And he's saying, will you come? He wants to help you. Don't be afraid to take that step. This is not saying you're a sinner. This is saying you just need your Savior. You need Him to move. I mean, you want to do this? Kneel at your seat where you're at. Wherever you're sitting, I encourage you to pray. Just raise those hands and say, Lord, here I am. We got hands raising right now. Here I am, Lord, and I need you. I'm facing something that I've never had to face before, Lord. It's hard. Would you help me, God? Lord, would you please just hear me? God, I lift my hands to you because you're the only one that can help me, Lord. I've done all I know to do, but your word says to stand, but God, sometimes it's just so hard to even stand. God, could you do as you did the wind and say, peace, be still? See, He's calling out to you this morning, church. He's calling out to you. He's wanting to help you. Lord, this burden is on my heart. It is more than I can bear. The Bible says to cast all your cares upon Him, for He cares for you. All you got to do is come. We got to come to the altar. What are you waiting for? Do you want to hold on to this thing? Do you want to carry this thing that's about to destroy you already? Or do you want to say, Lord, it's not meant for me to bear this. It's yours. I give it to you. You see, He can fix the unfixable. He can mend the broken heart. He can put back what was once destroyed. Lord, I'm broken. And I need you. I'm broken and I need you, Lord. God, I'm so tired. I'm so worn out. But I praise you anyhow. I'm here, Lord. I've got family that are lost. And I don't want to see them die going to hell. Or Lord, maybe I've not been that light that I should have been. Please forgive me. Remind me, Lord, that the blood is still there. Lord, just help me. If there be anyone, if there be any more, you see, He loves you. He loves you more than you can love yourself. You'll never be able to love as God loves. You'll never be able to love yourself as God loves you. But when you can't go on, just as we've all read, there was one set of footprints. And I thank God that they were His and not mine. Because that was the time, Brother Chuck, that He was carrying me through a storm that I could no longer even crawl in a long walk, Sister Sharon. He reached down and He picked me up, Brother Greg, and He took me where I needed to be. See, that's where I found the lily of the valley. That's where I met a man named Jesus. That's where I knew that there was somebody that could help me through all things, that loved me unconditionally, that was there for me when nobody else would. That He was more than willing to donate some blood. Well, Brother Nick, you don't know what all I've done. The Bible says there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. I thank God that I'm no longer that person, Sister Gary. See, Sister Gary, I thank God that I take me a shower every day and it's by the blood of Jesus. Amen. I thank God, amen, that there ain't no stain that He can't cover. Amen. I thank God that He wipes it all away. You can't get no cleaner than what the blood can make you. Amen. It'll clean you on the inside. It'll clean you on the outside. Amen. And I thank God that it's there to stay. You see, my children have my blood flowing through their veins. Why? Because I'm their father. But I thank God that I have His blood flowing through my veins.
Yes.
How do you know, Brother Nick? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I'm a child of... Would everyone stand? His royal blood, if you got it, raise your hand, now flows through my veins. And I, who was wretched and poor, now can sing. Praise God, praise God. Woo! I'm a child of the King.
Yes, Lord.
Can you get those? How many's had a wonderful time?
Amen.